welcome to my channel Life with Val. My name is Valencia and I take you guys through my journey of exploring life, which is currently London. So I did want to chat with you guys because it's been so long since I've kind of like just sat and had a conversation. And to be honest with you guys, 2022 was one of the most difficult years of my life. I was faced with a lot of challenges and it just felt like it was blow after blow after blow, and unfortunately it got to the point where I couldn't kind of handle it anymore, or I kept on saying I was fine and I was handling it when really I wasn't. I did find myself kind of taking a step back from a lot of things, not having the energy to kind of do anything. So I won't lie, the difficulties, they rocked me to my core. And yeah, I just stopped having energy to do things. It really took a toll on my mental health. And I just knew like something is wrong, I'm not okay. And yeah, I think when I went home in December, I kind of had to reevaluate, or in my mind, I was just like, I don't know about going back. I don't know if I have the strength to give this another go, to give it another fight. Like, I was really kind of questioning a lot. And I think that's why it's also taken me time to, one, get back to feeling like myself again, because I wasn't for a long time. And that's kind of why I also just stopped kind of chatting. Like, if you guys are not subscribed, if you guys see my Instagram, I usually talk on my Instagram, and that kind of also just stopped. Stopped kind of chatting about my personal things on my YouTube. But yeah, it's been tough, and I think I was even a bit anxious about making this video because, one, I did kind of want to give an explanation, but I also didn't know if I was ready to kind of speak to you guys again. But all in all, I am back. I'm hoping that I am back, and I'm kind of also giving myself the grace to figure things out, trying to be patient with the whole process of coming back to myself and not just rushing into things. But that's like a little update on kind of what's been happening, where I've been. And I think this year I kind of have started trying to take the steps to feel better again. Doing things like therapy, trying to get into a routine, trying to get into gymming again, eating healthy again, journaling every week, having like a week reset, having a lot of downtime, having a lot of rest. So I actually find myself doing a lot of that the past few weeks. As you can see, I am in a new apartment. I was supposed to do a moving day vlog, and moving was just, there was just no time for it. But thankfully I'm in a new apartment, and I'm hoping like the newness of things, it's a new year, it's a positive year, and I'm hoping to just have a lot of positive energies into the year. So one thing I did want to chat about was, I guess if I have to review now, I've now 14 months in London. I think what has changed for me now, and I don't know if it's just because the first year was as difficult as it was, but I find myself starting to embrace London again. And when I say that, it's like I want to do things in London. I want to go out to eat and try different foods. I like going out for walks now because, sometimes you spend the whole day inside. You really need that fresh air. You really need to get your body moving. And I think, last year I was spending a lot of time inside. So going out for a walk or choosing to walk to this place instead of using the public transport is an option for me, because I just know it makes me feel better and I actually like it. And that's how I know like I'm changing, because I'm doing things that I wouldn't normally do, or I used to do before I came here. And that's how I also kind of know that 2022 is just so shaky. So I can say that at least you start feeling like you're beginning to kind of settle into your routine. Going back home again in December it did feel like a vacation. It wasn't like, I'm here to stay. I was in Cape Town most of the time, and I just realized, no, South Africa is so beautiful. I would love to move to Cape Town. Like, I really loved my time at home. But something was just like, okay, yeah, but you're just not home. And it's just interesting because does that mean now London is becoming my home? And that's very possible. Um, there's been a lot of weeks where I've had these consistent feelings like this is where I'm meant to be. You know, you're in the right place for the things that are destined for you. And I think that's such a big difference compared to one where I was last year, this time, where I was questioning a lot of things. And that also, I'm hoping that this also comforts a lot of people, because you do get to the point where things are starting to make sense. You're starting to realize why you're here. You're starting to realize that this can work for you and what that's going to look like. I think that part of being, I like saying this, but when you're preparing to be a CASA, you kind of have this route map out for you. And you know, okay, I have to do X, Y, and Z. And once you qualify, you kind of now have to figure out, okay, but what do you want for yourself? And I'm finally starting to realize that I'm seeing the things that I want for myself. I'm seeing how, you know, the mini thesis I did in my honors and my master's thesis is all intertwining into my current career choice, and how like everything is fitting together and how it's igniting certain passions that I have for like finance, for example. I'm also realizing that in your career you need to make it work for you. People aren't just going to, you know, hand you things aren't expected to be given to you. So what I'm referencing here is when you're a trainee, you know you're getting promoted to second year, you know you're getting promoted to third year, you know all the things that are kind of expected of you at that point. But once you qualify, and well, I'm in audit currently, it's just like you need to decide what it is you want and how you're going to make it happen. If you want to be promoted, how are you going to make that happen? You know, what are you going to do to differentiate yourself? What is it that you're interested in? You don't just take on things just for the sake of taking on things. And I think what I'm appreciating about that is I'm thinking more about the career that I want and the type of professional I want to be. And I'm allowed, or I'm given the space to do that, because I'm not struggling with, okay, I've just relocated, what did I do? And maybe this can just be advice for people, is that when you do relocate, at the beginning it's going to be very hard. It might be hard for 12-18 months. I can't really put a timestamp on it. It is still, you know, February, but it's going to be difficult, but kind of trust in the process. And I always say this, just like hold true to your why. I'm just glad that for me, things in my career are starting to make sense, because obviously that's a very important aspect for me. I think also as a CA, you've kind of been defined by being a chartered accountant for so long that when work is shaky, you kind of don't know like what's going on. So I'm just glad that I've gotten some sense of stability and I'm able to make things work for me. I think also what comes with time is creating a network of people, and I'm starting to also create that network and build that network at different levels of management at work, which is also quite helpful. I'm also making friends at work, and it's like, you know, this work it is tough, but there's like other components to it which don't have to suck, you know, and I really appreciate that about like just getting my career right again, or just like it's starting to make sense for me. I think a lot of the time it feels like full circle moments. Like I was reflecting on, I guess, my performance in the beginning versus my performance now, and it finally feels like I know what I'm doing, and I have a lot of comfort in the fact that I do know what I'm doing. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my imposter syndrome still comes through and says, girl, do you though? You know? So those are kind of just been some of the primary things I've been thinking about. Because I did a lot of travel last year, I'm yet to kind of figure out, okay, where do I want to go this year? What is that going to look like? And it's exciting. I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, cool. It's exciting because now you can like think freely about things like traveling. You can take your time to plan. Last year, I think I got like, I want to say like airplane happy to just like be booking things left, right, and center. Now I want to be intentional, I guess, about the trips that I'm doing. I feel like at this point, there's a lot of stability and there's a lot of room for me to decide what I actually want the next 12 months to look like. Like, I don't feel like I'm just at the whim of a new country, which is honestly, I've been finding it so great. Like, I don't get annoyed by a lot of things anymore. I've come to accept that's how things work. Simple example is tube strikes, train delays, bus delays. Like, being so dependent on public transport is obviously something completely different, but it's okay. It's just like, okay, I need to walk here, okay, or why not walk one? Okay, I need to use the bus, okay, just wait for the next train. Okay, we're squishing in a train today, like we're literally packed like sardines. That's fine, that's kind of how it is. Like, just the differences and the nuances of being in London that you aren't exposed to, you kind of just get used to them. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it doesn't bother me anymore, which I think helps because you're not thinking and you're not stressed, and these things aren't taking up space, in your mind. Like, you can focus on the things that you need to focus on. For this year, I kind of wanted to focus on wellness, my own wellness, prioritize putting all my efforts kind of back into me, taking care of myself holistically, not just in one aspect, and doing things for the right reasons, going to gym because I want to be stronger, not because I'm chasing a goal weight, eating healthy because I actually enjoy the food and not because I'm forced to eat a salad every day, because restricting things is obviously not right. Taking better care of my hair, my health, my skin, just really putting that time and effort back into me. And I guess the point of this video was, one, give you guys an update of what's been happening, but two, just realize that there is a point in time, or there will come a time where, yes, you've gone through this intense process to relocate, but there will come a time where things make sense. And again, I am speaking from my own experience, but I do feel like things make sense. I can figure out what I want. I can figure out things like something simple like going somewhere. I'm no longer dependent on an app. I know, okay, walk here, take this bus, take this train. Like, you're starting to just find your feet. And some can say it's daunting that it takes this long, but I've grown so much because I didn't know, and now that I know, I'm so proud of myself. Like, I did that, I accomplished this, I know where things are in London, I know where to go for X, Y, and Z. It's actually very comforting. Familiarity is so comfortable, but I think I'm also just used to change, and I feel like now my reaction to change is a lot better compared to when I came here. So points. My point is that it does get better. Things do start to make sense eventually. If I could go back and tell myself things I wish I knew, that I didn't know then, or things I wish I knew that I know now, is you need to be patient with yourself. You're going to get frustrated a lot of the times, but you're going to actually figure it out. But you need the confusion in order to figure it out. You need the, being lost to be able to navigate how to be lost and how to find yourself again. You need to be very patient with yourself. And I think the main lesson for me was patience, and try not to internalize a lot of the things that are happening, and try not to question your decision, and be okay with the fact that you're here, but also fully immerse yourself in the experience. It's hard, it might suck, and that's fine. Don't be like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Fully commit to the fact that you've relocated, you're in a new country. How am I going to make this work for me? Those are definitely things I wish I knew, Just be fully in, make it work. Not make it work because you have to, make it work because you want to. Make it work because you trusted yourself to make the decision to relocate, and therefore it is a good decision, And also, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's fine. It's hard because you start questioning your decision-making ability, but sometimes you will make mistakes, and unfortunately those are the only ways we can grow. Same with difficulties, the only way we can grow. But there really is light at the end of the tunnel. Also not saying that it's the end of the tunnel, but I feel like I can breathe, like I can reflect on living in London and I can be like, no, I'm actually glad that I did it. Like I know like 40-year-old me will be like, wow, you really lived in London. You really learned how to navigate that. I'm proud of you. And yeah, I hope that helps you guys. Just a little brief insight in terms of like where I've been, but also just how things can be when you fully immerse yourself and be patient with the process of relocating. I did put an Instagram Q&A out just for video ideas. A lot of you guys want to spend a day with me, which is quite interesting. I'm going to start creating videos now. I'm aiming for at least 2 a month to be the minimum. So this is the first one that's going to be out for February. But if you do have suggestions, leave any comments down below, any questions as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Guys, we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. I almost cannot believe it. Like, I appreciate you guys. But yeah, that's all for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.